Hi guys, it's Mrs. Williams. So, something crazy happened to me this week. Well, not really crazy, but really fun. I was outside in my yard doing some gardening and I found something amazing. I took a video for you so that you can see what I found, and then we're gonna use what I found to do our art project for the week. So watch this video and see what I found in my yard. It's kind of obvious what it is, but Mama, I saw this clump of dry grass. Hey kids, he wants to show you something. I saw this clump of dry grass, so I pulled it aside and then it moved. And I knew all of a sudden what was in here. Let me show you. Hold on right here. Bend down. You gotta be easy around the baby bunnies. Look, very careful. Move aside all this stuff. You can see, look what's in here. Look. We already counted, there's 5 of them in here. Look at them. They're nice and cozy in their little home, their little rabbit home. Hey, Mama! Hey, look how cute they are. They have little baby ears and fur, but we can't touch them because we want their mommy to come back and take care of them, right? Look how cute they are. Hi, little baby bunnies. Can you say hi? They eat the carrots, that's right. We planted some lettuce for them over here, so that when they get bigger and they get out of their nest, they have something to eat. Look how cute they are.
Baby rabbits.
Hi, baby
Hi,
rabbits.
baby rabbits.
Okay, now we gotta cover them back up so they can be nice and cozy in their little nest until they're ready to come out. There we go. Isn't that amazing? I found a little bunny nest and they're so little. And then something extra special happened. At nighttime, I was doing my dishes in the kitchen and my garden is right outside my window, and I looked outside and I saw the mommy bunny standing over her babies, giving them some milk, and it was so cute. Today, I went back out and checked on them again, and guess what? They grew so much. They were just this big in the video, and now today, they're this big, which is amazing. They're growing so much. I can't wait until they decide to hop out of their nest, and maybe I can watch it, and maybe I can try to take a video. We'll see. But today, we're gonna do a bunny project. I know we just did a bunny project a few weeks ago, but I can't help it. I found baby bunnies in my yard, so we have to do something with bunnies. So we're gonna do something different this week. I have a bunny here on my piece of paper, and I just picked this template from, I just went to Google and I typed in bunny template and I picked whichever one I liked. You can do that too if you want to just go to Google and pick out any bunny that you like, or if you want this one that I have, I put it on my bulletin board on DC Connect, so you can get it there too and print it off. So you'll need a bunny paper, and then you'll also need some paint, a few different colors. I'm using yellow and pink and orange and then dark blue. I thought those would look cool together. And then you need a straw, which is kind of silly. And then you need a scraper. So this is from my garage, like from the tools. We use it, you know, to put plaster on the walls and stuff. So your parents probably have one of these in your garage that they'll probably let you use. If you don't have some kind of a scraper, that's okay. You can use like a little plastic knife or a butter knife. So here we go. So first thing you wanna do is take your bunny paper and turn it over, because we are actually gonna paint on the back of this paper and not the front, which is kind of special. Then you're gonna take your paint. So I opened my 4 paint colors over here, and you're gonna use your straw as kind of like a paintbrush. So I'm gonna just dip it in one color, and then I'm gonna use that color and I'm just gonna kind of spread it out all over. Okay, so just take a little bit of one color, kind of scoop it. If you wanna use a paintbrush, you can use that instead. You're just gonna kind of glob some paint here on your bunny paper. So I'm gonna speed this up a little bit for you so you don't have to watch me go in slow motion. But you're just gonna cover up your bunny paper. You can still see the outline of the bunny rabbit, which is perfect. So you're just gonna use your paint to make sure you cover up most of the spots where your bunny is. Okay, so we'll speed this up a little bit. all your paint that you like on here, on the back of your bunny, you're gonna use your scraper now. And this part is really important that you're careful, okay? So you're gonna scrape from top to bottom, and you can only scrape one time, and then you have to use a paper towel to wipe off your scraper, okay? So I'm gonna scrape from top to bottom. I'm gonna hold it in close so you can see. Scrape from top to bottom. You gotta push down kind of hard. Let's see. Perfect. Now I take this paint on my scraper and wipe it off on my paper towel. So that way my scraper is nice and clean for my next round. So start at the top, scrape it down. Gotta hold your paper tight. It's kind of hard to hold a paper and a camera at the same time, so sorry. Okay, and then take my paint and wipe it off. Scrape down. Take my paint, wipe it off. Scrape down again. Take my paint, wipe it off. Okay, just a couple more times here. Scrape down. Okay, wipe my paint off. See, I got all my paint that I'm wiping off here. So every time I'm starting with my scraper all clean. And one more round, I'm gonna scrape down. And there we go, wipe off my scraper. Now, what I have looks, it looks kind of messy a little bit, but what you don't wanna do, it's gonna look cool, okay? Just trust me. What you don't wanna do is go over and scrape it again, because what will happen if you mix these colors too much, they will turn kind of grayish, blackish, kind of more of an ugly color. So you don't want to scrape them too many times, okay? If you want to go over it one more time, you can. As long as your scraper is all clean, you can go over it again. Oh, sorry, clean my scraper off. Make sure you always go from top to bottom. Scrape away that paint, okay? Clean off my scraper each time. So I'm gonna do these two areas again. I'm gonna scrape them down, and I'm gonna make sure I clean off my scraper each time. All right, when you're all finished scraping, you're gonna have all this extra paint down here at the bottom. You can just take your scraper and kind of scoop it all off and put on your paper towel over here. Or you can use a paper towel to wipe it off, whatever you wanna do. Because the rest of this paint on here needs to dry. And big piles of paint like this will never dry. So you just have to get rid of them. So scrape them off or wipe them off, whatever you want to do. Okay, and now I need to I've scraped off all the paint down here. It doesn't matter if it looks kind of ugly down here because we're gonna cut that part off. So what matters really is like more the top part. But now you really need to let it dry. And one thing that I didn't say that I should tell you is if you push down too hard with your scraper, if you use like the corner of your scraper, you might rip your paper. So you should just keep it flat as you can, and don't push down too hard, and definitely don't use these like corner edges, okay? Because that will rip your paper. I accidentally ripped mine a teeny tiny bit right here, but you can't see it very much because as soon as I saw it ripping, I stopped. And I cleaned off my paint, and I was more gentle next time. So make sure you're being gentle when you scrape it, and that you're not pushing down too hard so you don't rip your paper, okay? Let this dry. Okay, so once your bunny's all dry, you're gonna flip it back over so you can see the lines, okay? And you're gonna cut out your bunny on the black lines. So I'm gonna cut mine out now. Okay, once you've cut out your bunny, you're gonna glue it to a thicker piece of paper if you have it, because if you printed out this bunny like I did, then the paper's really thin and it's kind of flimsy. So I just glued it down to this cardstock paper. And when you do that, when you glue something down onto cardstock, it's called matting. So we are matting these bunnies on here because it makes, when you mat your artwork onto something, it makes it look a little more professional because it's thicker and sturdier. So once you mat it, you can either maybe decorate a little bit around your paper, you can just leave it just like this, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out kind of a thick edge around it so that my paper's still in the shape of a bunny, but it's kind of a thicker edge. So I'm gonna do that and you can see what it looks like. Ta-da! So there's my little bunny. Doesn't that look so cool? When we scrape the paint, it makes like a very cool design, and Then we have a little bunny cut out. I think this looks super cool. So I can't wait to see what your bunnies turn out to look like. Remember, I always like to see your artwork. So if you email it to me or text it to me, or even if your parents want to just send me a message on DC Connect, that's perfectly fine. I'd love to see it. And I hope you guys have fun with this art project. See you later.